What's good, man? It's been an eternity since I've even been on here. Um, I don't even know, I'll just try to check how many days. It has to be like 15, 20 days since I've posted, and it has to be at least 10 days since I've thought about recording. And I don't even. Um, so 14 days ago. Oh, not 14 days ago. It just said 2 weeks ago. November 8th. So 20 days since I posted a video. Oh, man, I've just been lazy. That's it. Um, just haven't really been keeping up with my stuff. But I can say we're back. But 20 days is a long time. But that's not 20 episodes. Because you got to include the weekends in which I rarely post. But let's get off that. Let's talk about it. So I was gonna post last week at home. I was really looking forward to posting some videos for y'all to get back in the flow. But I got sick when I got home. When I went home, I was healthy. Woke up the next morning in my own bed and I was sick. But that's besides the point, man. Minor setback, major comeback. So I've been getting from especially my boy Chase. Shout out Chase. He's been asking me to do football, bring it back, incorporate it into the channel again. And I haven't really been tuning into college because it's a lot to watch all those games. But I've been keeping up with NFL. I guess to start it off, we could talk about one of the potential game of the year candidates that went on Sunday against the Bills versus the Eagles, in which Jalen Hurts had the game-winning touchdown. I have him on my fantasy team. Chase also wanted me to talk about my fantasy team, which I will talk about after I talk about a few games. I'll probably talk about 2 to 3. I'm not even going to talk about the game. Dang. Josh Allen went 29 for 51 versus Jalen Hurts 18 for 31. You see the Allen threw for 2 TDs. I know he rushed for at least, I think he rushed for 2 as well. Yeah, he's the rushing attack as well. Gabe Davis, 105 yards and a TD. Devontae Smith had a touchdown. Yep, 7 for 106 TD. I don't even want to talk about that. I want to talk about the A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Hurts trio. I'm a big Devontae Smith fan, him being one of the Slim Reapers, in which I put myself in that category because I'm a lanky dude, but he's one of my favorite receivers in football, and he was shining to start the season. But guess who came out of nowhere crying about their targets, crying about not getting the ball? A.J. Brown. I don't like that from your star. I don't like that as an idea from stars in sports. Because, if you're the star, the game comes to you naturally. You don't have to force it to come to you. As a receiver, if you going to get open, you going to get open. Your quarterback, hopefully he finds you. If Jalen Hurts, y'all got the connection. He going to find you, hopefully. And it was just Devontae to begin the season that was getting open, getting those looks, and he was producing. And then we know AJ got mad. Kind of a selfish play to me. That's a selfish play to me. Seeing your mans win. I'm not saying he was shading Devontae, but he easily saw Devontae winning as a receiver. And he just was like, oh, no. I don't see it like that. I feel like they got that brotherhood, but that just don't shade me the right way. Being a star, being the best receiver on your team, regardless of what the stats look like. That's the thing. If you're the best receiver on your team, your numbers don't lie. Yeah, Devontae was having a better season because he was just beating that man coverage, getting over the top and catching the ball. And we know what AJ can do. That's like a 1-2 punch that you love to have as a quarterback. And I know Jalen Hurts loves that. Yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about that game. I guess I could just talk about my thoughts on football thus far. Let me look at the NFL standings. Because I ain't talked about football in like 2 months. So, in the standings. Oh, I forgot NFL standings are not conference, but division based. So, dang, I was talking about, y'all know that, like, I'm just rambling. No, I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna talk about that when I get to the NBA side. So, AFC East, Dolphins, Bills, playoffs. AFC West, Chiefs, obviously. Broncos have won 5 straight. Broncos have been a surprising team, man. Russell Wilson turning back the clock. It's just great for football because, like, they were saying he was washed. And he can still produce. And he's been showing us the last 6 weeks. Big wins, man. Yeah, they got a positive record now, man. That's just great to see. Raiders are also on the hunt, man. New coach. Chargers, they've been disappointing. They get into these shootouts, and they just can't win. I don't know what else to say. Like, even when the Lions beat them, like, Lions beat them. I don't know what to say. AFC North, Ravens, top 5 team in the league. Steelers, 7-4, having another just underrated season. They're not going to put up 40 points this year. They might. They've been getting that freedom now that Matt Canada's gone, which was a burden to that team for the last 60 games or more. But I feel like now that he's gone, there's more freedom. They have 400 yards of offense, man. And that's something we just don't see from the Steelers. And I feel like Kenny Pickett was just in that predicament and in that situation to where he was just the game manager. He don't gotta go for 200-300 yard passing, 2-3 touchdowns a game. He just has to manage the game and win, and that was a good strategy, man. But now we're gonna be able to see that team with more freedom. Having Deontay Johnson back, who's still an iffy receiver to me. He be dropping too many passes. George Pickens on the other side. Pat Freiermuth. Like, they got a solid offense. Najee Harris coming alive, but I feel like he's going to get traded or something because they're not using him right. And Jaylen Warren as well. Like, they got solid at every position. They don't got the best, but they got good players at their positions. Browns, I don't think they'll fumble, so I think and then Bengals with the injury. Joe Burrow out for the season. That's going to be iffy for them. They were just starting to turn up too. Browns too. They don't have Deshaun Watson, but their defense and their skill players, even their skill, they don't even got Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb's out for the season. But I feel like that'll be a good race between Browns, Steelers, and the AFC South, Jags, Colts, Texans. Oh, we could talk about C.J. Stroud right now. C.J. Stroud's offensive rookie of the year, whatever you want to call him. He's having an amazing season as a rookie, and there's still some things that he has to tweak, but he's a rookie, so there's nothing we should be hounding him about being better at as a rookie. The kid is 22 years old, by the way. Yeah, on the season, he's thrown for 266 yards, about 20 TDs and 5 interceptions, with a 100 QB rating. That's good numbers from a rookie, man. With like, what was that? About 6 games left on a year, so that'll get up to 4,000 plus yards. That's rookie of the year right there, in my opinion. I haven't even been checking on defensive rookie of the years. Will Anderson, he's doing all right over there. Then we talk about NFC, Eagles, Cowboys. They'll both be in the playoffs. Giants, Commanders. I like Sam Howell. They just got to get a line around him because he's been pressured too much this season. Giants, they don't got Daniel Jones. They don't got Darren Waller. Their receivers are iffy. Um, but their backup has been doing well for them. So shouts out to him. NFC West, 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, Cards are 2-10, which was expected. They've had that solid start to the season. They had Josh Dobbs, he's been a game manager, but he's just been iffy lately with Minnesota. Like last game, what was it, 4? Let me fact check. But last time I looked at the game, he had 4 interceptions. Yeah, he threw for 185, 1 TD, and 4 picks. Josh Dobbs is good. He's a good player, but there's still room for development because I know a lot of people didn't think he was going to come in this season as a starter in Arizona and do the things that he was doing and come to Minnesota and keep that up. That game versus the Bears was just bad. It was just bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, 49ers, we know 49ers can do when fully healthy. I think they are pound for pound the best team in the league when Debo's back. Debo's healthy. Brock Purdy's a game manager, but he can do more than that. Seahawks, solid. Another team that's like, I didn't even talk about the Eagles or the Cowboys because I just know both of those teams are just really good, along with the 49ers. Those are the 3 teams in the NFC that I think, 4 Lions, obviously. Look at the NFC South, man. Like, I thought the Saints were for sure going to win this, going at least 10-7. At least. They still got the opportunity, but it ain't looking that good. Falcons are at the top. Bucks have been disappointing. Baker's not been doing that bad. Panthers, horrible. Worst team in football. Yeah, man, Lions. If there was a comeback team of the year, they'd be the comeback team of the year. 8-3. We, as a Lions fan and a Michigan native, our defense just has to step it up. Our offense can do what it needs to do. Our defense just has to step it up. If we want to win a Super Bowl this year, our defense has to step it up and not allow us to get into shootouts. I don't want to have it go into a shootout in the playoffs with a team like the 49ers or the Eagles or the Cowboys. And we're going to play the Cowboys soon. So that's going to be really a big-time game for us. Rams, injuries, Matt Stafford. But there's still bright spots on that team. Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, obviously. Tutu Atwell, solid receiver. Tyler Higbee, solid defense. They had a really big fall-off last year. Like, being the team that had just won the Super Bowl in 2022, and then to come last year and be that iffy. Hey, that just shows how the game progresses. The game progresses, man. If you're not there, the other teams are going to overtake you. And teams like the Eagles have overtaken them as squads like that. Yeah, I talk about Lions, Vikings, Packers. Like we just lost to the Packers. Lions did. Vikings be iffy. Kirk Cousins, he's out for the season with that injury. Jay Jets hasn't come back. He's not going to come back till he's fully healthy. He said it himself. And yeah, man, those are my thoughts on the standings. Nothing out of the ordinary. If I had to say most surprising team this year, in my opinion, I knew the Ravens were going to be good. Colts, solid. Colts and Texans are going to be fighting. Not even the Steelers are surprising to me. I know every year they're over 500, so we just want to see what they can do in the playoffs, realistically. So if I had to say most surprising team this season, it would have to be it'd have to be the Saints being this bad. Not saying the most. I can do it. Most surprise. I guess the most surprising team being good is the Broncos, but the most surprising team being this bad is the Saints, man. I know they've had injuries with Derek Carr. Michael Thomas is always injured now, But like they got the pieces, they just gotta mesh and put it together, and they could make a push. But oh yeah. Oh, Chase also told me to talk about my fantasy team, and for the last 2 seasons, I've made season-ending draft picks before the season even started. So last year, I drafted Jalen Hurts. No, I did not draft Jalen Hurts because I wasn't a believer. I didn't believe in Jalen Hurts. I didn't think he would be good last year. I was a hater and I was a doubter. So I took Tom Brady over Jalen Hurts. And I had 2 opportunities to snag Jalen Hurts as well. I ended up coming 3rd in the league because of a tie. So I was basically 2nd, but yeah. And this year, I drafted Cooper Kupp. I thought he would be healthy over Tyreek. And I had Tyreek last year, and I saw the things he could do. I don't know what was going through my mind. I think I was just mad because Tyreek would have those games where it was like 7 points after having 30. I had him 2 years ago, too, and he was very inconsistent for me. But, like, come on. I don't know what I was thinking this year. I just thought, because Cooper Kupp's a usual 20-point guy, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And Tyreek will go from 30 to 6 really fast, but this year he's feeling really consistent, so it don't matter. I'm last in the league anyway. I suck this year. There's still a chance that I don't lose, though. There's still a chance I don't lose. But, yeah, I got Hurts, Josh Jacobs, who's been mid, nothing crazy like last year. Aaron Jones, who's just been injured the whole year. I played him last week. That's how you know I don't care about fantasy football anymore, or at least this year. Because the games on Thursdays are usually later. So, obviously, I'm like, all right, I got time to change. And I played Aaron Jones, and they played early, too. So, that's the only reason I lost last week. So, and then a couple weeks back, I didn't put Russell Wilson on my bench because I thought that was petty. Because I had the opportunity to just put him on my bench and win against my opponent because they didn't have a quarterback. But I was like, nah, I'm not trying to be petty. I'm trying to be the better person here. And if I lose, I lose. Like, I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. So those are 2 wins right there where I could be not last in the league. But it was just mental mistakes by me. But, yeah, man, that was my spiel. I guess I could talk about my MVP. I don't even know. I think Hurts wins MVP this year. After that performance, he's got to have the odds. Pat hasn't been doing that crazy this year to be like, oh, he's a clear cut. So I think Mahomes doesn't win it. I think it's Jalen Hurts this year, man. And then I already talked about my rookie of the year. I don't really pay attention to defensive rookies because unless it's like a Aiden Hutchinson, I don't really pay attention to it. Like, I don't even really know who my DPOY would be this year. I just know that them boys in San Francisco somehow got Chase Young out of Washington. That's not fair. But, yeah. That's just a little talk about football, man. I know y'all been missing it, man. I know my name is Wano NBA, so people are probably like, oh, you're only talking about NBA. I am a football fan. I want to write about football as well. I haven't really been doing much on my Instagram page, writing-wise, because there's a cap on how much I can write. And I want to be able to write freely and do as much as I can without having to cut anything, but probably get back into it with basketball is even worse than football when writing, man, because there's so many more plays. Like, you can't just be like, in the first quarter, they had the momentum, and then this happened, and this happened. There's so much more to basketball than football to me, because, like, a play in football is, like, a possibility of 2 to 3 plays in basketball, so it's just a more fast-paced game, so you have to be, like, I had a game where I went back home and I was about to write about a football game, but I left because it was so cold, and I feel like I was mad because I was like, it was Southfield A&T versus West Bloomfield, When I left, they were up by like 20, and Southfield A&T, they just won states, bro. I told y'all, bro. After that L to West Bloomfield in regular season, they had a vengeance. They were not going to lose. And they got that win over Belleville, man. That's a big-time state champion. That's a statement right there. If anything, that's a statement. That's a statement. I'm trying to look through my notes to see where I had it, because dang, I have my ideas for Wanopod. Talk NBA, college football, and NFL every few days. See, I haven't been doing that with y'all, man. I haven't been talking about football enough. And after today, bro, it's back, man. Trust me. It's back. Y'all know I'm going to talk about basketball. That's my main thing. But it's not going to be that much today about basketball. I was just thinking about earlier when I was talking about divisions and how the NBA has that in-season tournament. And, or in general, bro, I think the NBA has divisions for no reason. I think they need to put emphasis on divisions like the NFL does. But at the same, you need to win your division firmly to go to the playoffs. And it might be something like that in the league, but I feel like at least this in-season tournament should have been division-based so that it makes something more competitive of your division. Because, in the NBA, it's East versus West, bro. It's who's the top of the East, who's the top of the West. That's not who's the best. Atlantic Division, Central Division, Northeast, Atlantic, Pacific, whatever. They don't even, that. I feel like there has to be some type of, they need to put some type of, they need to make it more important to win your division or something. Or be good in your division. Let me look this up right now. Because, that just makes no sense to me. Because when it comes to playoffs and stuff, yeah, NBA, the divisions mean nothing. You know me being an NBA fan. I'm a big-time NBA fan. And I want to see competitive nature. And I feel like if an NBA were to implement something to where winning or being top 2 or top 1 in your division meant you made the playoffs, that would make it even more competitive than it's becoming. Because I thought with these super teams, man, it's been so long, guys, that I haven't even talked about the Harden trade. And I was going to talk about them starting 0-6 or whatever it was. And I was just too lazy, so that's my fault, y'all. But Harden's been doing good with the Clips, man. Shout out to Russell Westbrook, man. He said, man, just send me to the bench, bro. If I'm the problem, put me on if I'm the problem, it's going to show. And they've been winning with him on the bench, but I'm not going to say he's the problem, man. I'm always a Westbrook fan. There's no Westbrook hate here. Who else am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about some surprising teams to me. Timberwolves, I said they were going to be a playoff team. They're number 2 in the NBA power rankings right now because they have the best defense in the league. I was talking about that defensive team with Mike Conley, defender, and Edwards, one of the better two-way guards in the NBA. Jaden McDaniels, who was one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. Cat. He might be working on his defense. But Rudy Gobert at the 5. That defensive lineup is on par with the Celtics. And when they beat the Celtics, it was when number 1 defense and number 1 offense clash. And who won? The better defense. But Anthony Edwards also went off for 35. We can talk about Anthony Edwards, but I've already talked about him enough and how I thought he was going to be all-star level player. I'm going to just tell y'all his stats. He's averaging 27, 5 and 4, or 27, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. His numbers have dropped. He was at 28 and some, 29 points per game, but I said he should average at least 26 this year. Just taking a leap every year. That just shows that you've been putting in the work. And if I'm going to talk about the number one defense, I'm going to talk about the number one offense, which is the Celtics. And there's not much to talk about them, with their starting lineup being of all defenders. Drew Holiday, best two-way guard in the league. Derek White, second best two-way guard in the league at this point. Nah, he's not, but he's up there. Small forward, Jaylen Brown, one of the best two-way wings in the NBA. Jason Tatum, same. Top 10 player in the league. Porzingis, one of the better two-way bigs in the league. Off the bench, they got depth, bro. They thought they traded away their depth for Drew. They got Al Horford, Pritchard, Hauser. Like, that's not, like, they got pieces off the bench who can play too. Just wait till they get Jordan Walsh and J.D. Davison from the G League and their development. I think Celtics can win it all this year if Tatum don't be his normal self and fold in big games. Jason Tatum, if you ever see this video, I'm not a hater. I'm just one of those guys who just wants to see you win. But until I see you do it, I'm going to push for you to do it. Who else? NBA teams can I talk about that have been? We know the Bucks. I told y'all the Bucks wasn't going to be all that crazy. Chris Middleton been injured a lot so far. So that's hurting them. Their depth is not. Brook Lopez is playing well. Giannis obviously playing well. Dame playing iffy. Yeah, he's not living up to that expectation to where I don't think he's had an iffy start to the season, but he's starting to come around. Nuggets, man, Jamal Murray's been injured, so they haven't been playing the best basketball. But and then I think if I'm not mistaken, the NBA power rankings had Celtics. It was Celtics, Timberwolves, Sixers. That's what I'm going to talk about next. Let me just find this power ranking that I saw. Yep. Ooh, okay. So the last two teams. No, I'm going to talk about three teams after this. And it's going to be. I'm going to talk about three teams right now. It's going to be the Sixers, the Magic, four teams, the Rockets, and the Thunder, who are top five. No, the Thunder is the fifth team in the power rankings. So, number one, I'm talking about the Sixers, who have been way better without James Harden. James Harden was the problem. I'm sorry, James. I love you as a player. You're one of my favorite guards ever. But Maxey was just a better fit. I'm sorry. Maxey's having an all-star type year. I'd be surprised if James makes it just because of the volume that he's not getting in L.A. But if they're winning and he's doing what needs to be. Like, Harden don't got to put up 25 a game in L.A. because he got PG Kawhi to do that. He just has to be a facilitator and be a big-time player down the stretch. But the Sixers have been doing really well. Embiid, doing Embiid type things. He had a triple-double the other night. He's showing why he's a top two big in the league, top two center in the league. Because the top two bigs in the league are Jokic and Giannis. But he's showing why he's the top two center in the league. Top three big. Yeah, he's better than AD. AD's number 4 then. But and then number 5. Top 5 bigs would be like Sabonis. I'm not gonna talk about the Kings, man. I'm just gonna end up talking about every team in the NBA. So Sixers, solid, doing better without Harden. Maxey coming out party. Tobias Harris still playing good. They ended up getting Nick Batum, Covington in that trade. Like, those are pieces that you need. Those are veterans who can space the floor and defend. Need them on your team if you want to win. And I was bashing them about until they win, until they do this. But I feel like they have a better team now without Harden. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make a run this year, but I feel like the Celtics are going to make it out the East, like I've been saying. But I think they can win the chip. Celtics could be a 60-plus win team this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they are. Who else? I was going to talk about the Thunder, who are the number 5. Thunder are really good and young and scary for the next couple years. I saw a mock draft earlier where they had the Thunder taking Cody Williams, who is J-Dub's little brother. I would not like that because their play styles are too similar. I would not want that. I'm sorry. I love you, little bro, but we play too much alike. And I'd rather him go to another team where he can actually flourish and not have to be off the bench and basically just living in his brother's shadow because they play the same style of basketball in the same position. But yeah, bro, Thunder playoff team. I was high on them this year because they had Chet. Man, I'm telling you, Chet is a difference maker, and I've been saying Chet could be a dark horse rookie of the year. He gets high praise from other bigs. I don't like the fact that Jokic, when he gave high praise to Victor and Chet, but he told Chet that he need to get in the weight room, but he didn't say that to Victor, even though they're like the same. But yeah, man, I like Chet being the 5 for that squad. If he gets some muscle mass, like that Thunder team has the potential to win a chip in the next 5 years. With Shea, I'm not gonna say the other guard's name because of the accusations right now. We know who I'm talking about. Dort, J-Dub, Chet. Like that starting 5 solid. Isaiah Joe off the bench. Jalen Williams off the bench. They got pieces, man, and they just have that chemistry already. And I was saying, bro, once they get Chet back, they're gonna be contenders, and look what they've been doing. Talk about the Magic. Magic aren't nowhere near top 5 in the NBA power rankings. And that don't make sense because there's a number 2 team in the East. Like the Bucks. The Bucks, the Magic, and the 76ers are all tied for second place. But last 10 games, the Magic are 8-2, so they're 2. 3 is the Bucks, 4 is the Sixers. Bucks could be like a Jazz type team who have a really hot start to the season, but I don't think so. I think the Magic will make the playoffs. Before the season, I was saying the Magic weren't going to do anything this year, and they've proved me wrong. I did say Paolo was going to have he's been pretty inconsistent to start the year, but he's starting to get into the groove where I think he's going to average 23, 24 points per game this year. He just needs to get his efficiency up. Franz Wagner, who still can't get over the 20-point per game hump, but he going to get you 18, 19 a game. And he going to do it off Euros, threes, and middies, and floaters. Simple game, but it's effective. Anthony Black has been playing really good as a rookie, filling the stat sheet. He's not putting up big-time numbers, but he's playing the right style of basketball. A really good defender, actually, to be a rookie facilitator. He can score. He can get a bucket. But Jalen Suggs is taking in a role where he doesn't have to be the starting point guard on your team. He's I was watching a game where they were playing, and I think it was the Clippers, I think. Or was it the Rockets? One of those 2 teams I was watching. And the commentator compared Jalen Suggs to Marcus Smart. And he's like Marcus Smart with a little better offensive bag, because he's going to guard your best guard every game. And he's going to do it well. So I like the Magic, man. And then last but not least, let's talk about the Rockets, who fall in the 7th. But they doing better than I thought they would do as well. Man, we're not going to talk about the Pistons, man. Pistons, we lost 15 straight at this point. Or horrible. I don't know what Monty Williams is doing, man. I love you, Monty. You could have got my man's KD, my boy KD, another ring, but I don't know what you be doing sometimes. And you're not even helping us get more than 3 wins to start the season. We are 2-14. I'm not even gonna rant about Monty, bro. Starting Killian Hayes over Jaden Ivey. Why? Because he's a good defender. Okay, Jaden Ivey's not the worst defender in the world, and he's way better offensive player. That's our number 5 pick from a year ago. That's being benched for Killian Hayes. I just hope they trying to get Killian's trade stock up because we need to get rid of him and let Marcus Sasser cook, bro. But I'm not finna go on that rant, man. Spurs finna get another top pick too. Pistons and Spurs, we finna be tanking for. Wemby already got drafted. Like I saw a thing earlier that was like, man, the Pistons might be the worst team in NBA history. Somebody in there was like, Caleb Williams, you are now a Detroit Piston, and I was dying. They were like, everyone in there was like tanking for Wembanyama, bro. Wizards are also really bad. It's a hunt for Ron Holland at this point. I don't even know as a Pistons fan who we would draft. Because we got our point guard of the future, Cade. We got Jaden Ivey, who could be our 2. He could be 2. Asar is our wing defender of the future. If he gets a 3-ball, he's going to be making a lot of money. Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Durr. Like, what are we? We're not even starting Jaden Ivey. Let me rephrase. So our 2 guard of the future is Killian Hayes. Because he's that much better of a defender than Jaden Ivey. I can't do being a Detroit Pistons fan, bro. Everybody else doing good. Red Wings doing well. Lions doing well. I can't do it, man. Clippers aren't even doing that good, but okay, we can talk about it's probably gonna be the last thing I talk about today, man. I don't really have much to say today. I just wanted to get some things out, some opinions. Yeah, man. Excuse me. I'll talk about Scoot Henderson, who's come back from injury with them goggles on. And he's looking promising. He's not the starter. But Malcolm Brogdon's gonna be that guy that mentors him. Because if you want to be a great guard in the league, it's either you get the keys given to you to start immediately, or you gonna have to learn from somebody else. And Malcolm Brogdon's gonna be that guy. Scoot, I know he's been injured, but the narrative of him versus Brandon Miller, that's gone. I'm sorry, that's gone. Brandon Miller's a better player already. So, yeah. And then I was talking about Asar and how all Asar is lacking is a jump shot. He's He's a really good playmaker. He's an elite defender as a rookie. Elite rebounder as a rookie. That he can finish at the basket. It's that 3-ball that he's missing. I saw a clip, bro. It said Asar Thompson air ball. And let's say this Mike is the rim. This is what he did. It like undercut the basket. It didn't even touch the net. He has to work on that jump shot. I'm not even regretting the pick because I was like, Cam Whitmore, please, Cam Whitmore. He's not even playing. I know he's injured, but he isn't even playing either. I know the Rockets, they're just using the guys they know can go. Like Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, Sengun, Dylan Brooks. Like that lineup right there. That's going to get it done versus solid, good enough number. Or they going to compete every night. They not giving out no 50-point losses, bro. They're here to compete this year. And I just can't wait to see when Amen is like here to Fred VanVleet so he can start. And Fred VanVleet can come off the bench like on some Kyle Lowry. Yeah, I'm just talking at this point, man. That's all I got for y'all today. I just wanted to come back and talk, man. That's what I love doing. I got to get back into writing, man. I know this is taking over my writing because it's easier, I guess. I might just start doing recaps of games on here. But I got to write because as a journalist, you got to write and talk. So you got to be able to do both. But, yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all. Hope y'all been doing well. And it's getting cold, man. Chilly. Gotta wear a coat now and boots. It's getting cold, man. But yeah, like I said, I hope y'all been doing well. Man, leave a like, leave a comment for me, man. If you're new, subscribe for me. And yeah, bruv, I think we're back, man. I think I'm back to being consistent on this channel. But only God knows. Love y'all, man. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, hopefully.